Well, we just came off the practice field. That was a really spirited practice. When you take 105 guys out of 30 degrees in snow, that's what you're going to get. So these guys got off the plane last night, and I thought that was a really good, crisp practice, and we're excited to be here. On behalf of Utah State, our athletic department, our football program, we say thanks to Mark and Bruce and the whole crew. So far, it's been first class. These red coats, this isn't their first rodeo, and you can tell they know how to do it and do it right. And so we appreciate you guys having us, and our kids are excited to be here. Our staff's excited to be here. You can see it on their face, see it the way they practice today. There's a sense of urgency, and so I like where we're at right now from a mindset and from where we're at as a team. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
And please state your name and the affiliation you're with, and raise your hand, and we'll bring a microphone to you. Any questions?
All right, that's good. First bold press conference.
I'm Ricardo, Chicago Tribune. With these bowl games, you get a little more practice time, and sometimes, I don't know, I think you don't have too much. Do you have to fight that urge as a coach to try to put too much in to one game plan?
Yeah, great question. I think it's a fine line. We probably didn't get as much as some other teams, although we're in the same boat as Rod and those guys from playing a championship game. So, and then we were right into finals week. So you got to kind of structure it a little bit. How much do you want for your young developmental kids, and how much do you want for your veterans that have played over? We got so many kids that have played over 660 snaps this year. So there's a fine line between that. And early on, we got about 7 or 8 practices where they were, veterans for a very, very short amount of time, and then we ran or lifted them. And then we got some really good live work in with the young kids or the developmental kids. And so that, I think that was very, very beneficial for us.
Coach Jeff Sanders, UT San Diego. Can you tell some of your struggles getting out of town yesterday?
Well, we had a few. But you know what? It is what it is. A little bit of weather, a little bit of flight, a few things called 9/11 and FAA regulations and the government and all that stuff, and you're not going to win those fights. So just a bunch of scenarios. But I'm going to tell you, who handled it the best was the kids, our players. And they handled it better than some adults. And so I was really proud. What's funny is in the airport, I think Doug and I were standing there talking to our athletic director, Scott Barnes, and we had to go back through screening again after it took us, right at 2 hours. And so we told them, obviously they weren't very happy, but they got back in line, and then I started hearing some of the defenders, the defensive players saying sudden change, just like they say when there's an interception or a turnover or something like that. So I thought they had a pretty good sense of humor, but yeah, we got him really late. So, I thought they woke up, they were ready, they know we're going to grind in the morning, we're going to work in the morning, they're going to go have fun in the afternoon, have some free time at night. It's kind of been our routine the last 3 years, and so they kind of know what's up, and we're an early morning team, and so I thought they got up and had a good day today.
More questions, Coach Wells?
Kirk Kennedy, Kirk. A lot of times we're asking coaches how is inclement weather going to impact their performance. This week it's going to be how is good weather going to impact those guys. How do you see things playing out in that regard?
In regards to the weather?
Yeah, it's going to be really nice.
Should be a pretty even game then. Those guys, they got an indoor facility, we got an indoor facility. They're coming from cold weather, we're coming from cold weather. We both played championship games, and I guess it was probably a little colder in Fresno than the Dome, but I think you can't draw a favorite on that deal. I think it's pretty even. Who knows? We'll see. I don't really have a feeling because I think it'll probably be. I think the weather's a non-factor, non-issue. So, yes, Al. You don't need to introduce yourself.
Well, they want me to.
Go ahead.
Al was Matt Wells' friend. Just in your mind, what are the concerns about Northern Illinois, just generally?
Okay, let's go. All right, first of all, I'm going to start on the defensive side because I'm on the offensive guy looking at it from that standpoint. First of all, this is a defense built pretty much like, to me, a general manager or a manager would build a baseball team. It's very strong up the middle. Both inside, 3 techniques, and the middle linebacker 45, and then both safeties 1 and 15. They are really, really strong up the middle. They're very well coached. You watch them in different formations and different things. You want to try to get a schematic advantage, and I think that defensive staff has them, aligned the right way. Then I think they've got a bunch of guys that know their role and they understand their role and they play very well together. They're very opportunistic in the back end. I mean, they've got a lot of picks in the back end. I think they get great push in the middle when they pass rush. They got a couple edge guys that can get the edge on you. I think they can get around the edge in a hurry. Don't pressure a whole lot. They play very, very sound, and I think they're very fundamentally sound. They run to the football. Offensively, the biggest thing, and we're all talking about Jordan, and Jordan deserves every bit of credit that he gets. But I'm going to tell you what I don't think they get enough credit for is their skill out on the perimeter. The wideouts, the running back. I think that they do a really, really nice job. Jordan Lynch is fun to watch. It's not fun to watch because you understand you're going to have to defend him. But he, from a quarterback perspective, I got a lot of respect for him. He is. I said this. I think I said this last week, but I catch myself saying it over and over. But the guy's an 1,800-yard running back. And oh, by the way, he's over 60% completion and 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio and all the yards he's thrown for. It's amazing. It's back-to-back years. And as you study him and the things that he's done since he's become a starter, he's a flat-out winner. I said to Rod last Wednesday when we were talking, I said, it's almost like it's a once-in-a-lifetime young man to coach, because I know he's the face of that program, and everything that he's meant to that staff and that program, that city, that university, a lot of respect for him. And then the other thing that I think that bears saying and talking about is this job that Rod has done and his staff has done, since Dave left. And just to see that program, 6 straight bowl games, BCS Bowl last year, 1 game away from a BCS Bowl this year, and to do it in 3 different coaches, and the programmatic approach that they've got from a very solid, sound fundamentally. They know their recruiting plan. To see them, I think that's something that we would want our program to look like in 3 more years. I guess we're halfway there. If we can get to a BCS Bowl and knock on the door of another year, I would consider this program at Utah State to getting over the hump and getting to that top of that mountain, which is what we want to do in our program. So I got a lot of respect for their program from an outside perspective looking in.
One more question.
Yeah, Coach, how is your freshman quarterback doing? Got knocked out of that?
He's great. He's great. He's doing really good. Back to practice the last week and a half or so, and thought he had a really good day today. So, yeah, Daryl's doing fine.
Thank you very much, Coach. So what we'll do now, we'll get a photo of the 2 coaches together out in front of the podium.